Hey gaming fans, so today I'm going to be checking out the Crystal Beast structure deck. Just to throw my thoughts out there and what's going on with this. Now originally I picked up 2 of these. I wanted to pick up 3 of them, but unfortunately somebody beat me to the stock that they had in the shop. They had only 5, and the guy before me, he bought 3, so I only ended up with 2. But that's okay, I'm sure I'll pick up another one soon. Anyways, yeah, there's a lot that's going on in this deck. There's a lot of great cards, and I have a few deck ideas I want to build. I always loved the Crystal Beast theme. I've built the Crystal Beast decks in the past. Sometimes I went pure Crystal Beast. Most of the time I would blend them with other strategies, and so the deck that I want to really build next is going to be based on Hammond. Just to, I don't know, just because it seems like it would be a lot of fun. But anyways, yeah, so yeah, you get that little play mat in here, everybody knows that. Kind of gives you like a little bit of strategy on how to play the deck. And, just the cards that you get in there. We're just going to throw that away. Then we got the deck. So we got Rainbow Dragon. You can do a strategy with the Rainbow Dragon as well. You could build a deck around that. I'm not too crazy about the Rainbow Dragon. Sometimes you can get into these things, sometimes you can't. Ah! Come on. You could do it. I don't mind the Rainbow Dragon idea. I mean, he is a powerful card. There's also a Malefic Rainbow Dragon if you want to slap him in there too. But I know that this deck has a little bit of a strategy behind that. But this is, Rainbow Dragon's been reprinted a few billion times. But they're now calling him an Ultimate Crystal card. So that was the one thing I wasn't familiar with when I bought this. I didn't realize there was Ultimate Crystals now. I guess that's what they're calling these things. Then you got the Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive. So this is obviously one of the bigger strategies of the deck, is to pull this guy out. I'm finding that oftentimes that these structure decks are creating them, and it's all about getting out some big fusion monster or something. Using your your Rainbow Dragon. You must be special summoned from your extra deck during a duel. You special summon a Ultimate Crystal monster by banishing the above monsters from your field and or graveyard. Well, 7 or more of your Crystal Beast monsters with different names are banished. So that's the thing with the Crystal Beast. It's always about the 7 Crystal Beast monsters, and frankly, I don't like playing all of them in the same deck. But if that's the strategy you're going for, you're gonna have to. So this guy's cool, Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. He's interesting. If a face-up card is destroyed in a monster zone, you can place. If this face-up card is destroyed in your monster zone, you can place it in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. So he's basically like every other Crystal Beast. But the thing I like this one is, once per turn, when an attack is declared involving a Crystal Beast monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. So he's kind of like Cyber Dragon in a way. You just special summon him, and he's a 3,000 attacker, so that's pretty cool. You can really tell the power creep in this game has really changed. But yeah, just to get this guy out. Then you can banish this card, treat it as a continuous spell card to special summon 1 level 4 lower Crystal Beast monster from your deck, but negate its effects, and if you do, add 1 Ultimate Crystal monster from your deck to your hand. So it's really going off the Rainbow Dragon's strategy. And then we got the Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. During your main phase, you can normal summon 1 Crystal Beast monster in addition to your normal summoner set. So that's really cool to have that kind of, double summon effect. Just to get your Crystal Beasts out. This is why I want to build a strategy with him, and like I said there, using the continuous spell cards and just the ability to get the stuff onto the field fast. And then you can use only one of the effects of Rainbow Bridge once per turn. Yeah, that's pretty typical. During your main phase, you can destroy 1 Crystal Beast card you control or in your hand, which is interesting to destroy it in your hand. And if you do, add 1 crystal spell or trap from your deck to your hand. If a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell and trap zone during the damage step, even during the damage step, which is unusual, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and return both that card and this card to the hand. So pretty cool. I mean, just to be able to bounce things back, going with the strategy and all that stuff. Crystal Bond, here's a really good card. You get to add a Crystal Beast monster from your deck to your hand and place 1 Crystal Beast monster with a different name from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. So again, if you grab your what's his name? the Sapphire Pegasus. So you're going to get a lot of Crystal Beasts out there really fast with this card, so really cool. Rainbow Overdragon, again, this is part of that fusion thing. So 7 Crystal Beast monsters. This card is treated as an ultimate crystal card. Must be fusion summoned or special summoned by attributing 1 level 10 ultimate crystal monster. So that's pretty much this guy over here. So you'd get that guy out there and then you would just bring him out. So yeah, I don't know. I'll probably play around with that strategy. I'll probably try and build a deck once I get a third deck, like I said. So we got the tokens here. Yeah, interesting. Jesse Anderson, Jesse and Ruby. You know, I don't really care too much about tokens. I got enough token cards. I don't really. So we're gonna get into our 7 Crystal Beasts. So we got the Amethyst Cat. This one's okay. It's, you know, it can punch for that little bit of damage. It can attack directly, but the battle damage is half. So you're only gonna do like 600. So I mean, yeah, sure, you could finish off your opponent if your opponent has blockers and you're just like, you just need to do that extra, you know, 500, whatever damage. I mean, it could work, but it's not much. So the Ruby Carbuncle, I always at least try to play 1 or 2. Really cool card. This can flood the field. You just basically got to special summon them, and then you get all your Crystal Beast monsters from the Spell and Trap zone onto the field. So that's pretty cool. This guy was just literally for defense. You know, 2000 defense. Okay, I guess if you set it first turn or whatever. I usually don't play him unless I have a strategy to play him. The Topaz Tiger, I always like him too. He's nice. He's a good 2000 attacker. I mean, he's 1600, but he boosts up to 400, plus 400 during damage step. So, pretty good. Well, that's only when he attacks, though. Not when he is attacked. So we got the Amber Mammoth. He's kind of a weird one. Basically, when another Crystal Beast monster you control is targeted for an attack, you can change the attack to this card. I mean, sure, okay, but he's 1700, so, you know, if you really want beef in your deck, I guess you need to. Crystal Beast, Cobalt Eagle. You can target 1 Crystal Beast card you control, place that target on top of your deck if this face-up card is destroyed, but, you know, it's kind of a weird card. Now, this is the best one, obviously, is the Sapphire Pegasus. When you summon, you can place a Crystal Beast monster from your deck, hand, deck, or graveyard face up in your Spell and Trap zone as a continuous spell. You know, sometimes I would just only play 3 of these guys and maybe, you know, maybe a Topaz Tiger or the Ruby in certain decks where it wasn't really highly focused on the Crystal Beast, just because he would just grab that card and just give you those options. But in this case, I'm going to be wanting to run the Crystal Bond and then grab the Sapphire Pegasus, obviously. Then you're going to get a bunch of cards going on, and then Hammond is right for the summoning, which he is in this deck, actually. We haven't got there yet. The Rainbow Dark Dragon, I'm not sure why they... I guess because he's an ultimate crystal. He can only be normal summoner set, he cannot be normal summoner set. He must be special summoned from your hand by banishing 7 dark monsters with different names from your graveyard. So that's obviously going to help you set up for your fusion. I just think it's just clutter in your hand. But these guys are cool. The Crystal Master and Crystal Keeper, pretty neat. I think their pendulum effects are pretty cool. Your opponent cannot target ultimate crystal monsters or Crystal Beast cards you control with card effects, so that's cool. You know, they can't really target them. And then, or you can summon it to the field, and then you contribute this card to add 1 ultimate crystal monster or Crystal Beast monster or Crystal Spell or Trap from your deck to your hand. So anything that searches is great. Again, you got that double summon card, which, you know, so you don't lose your, you know, you can normal summon 1 Crystal Beast in addition to your normal summoner set, so you can summon him and then use this to still summon the Crystal Beast. So that's pretty cool. Then we got the Crystal Keeper. Like, I don't know if you're going to be doing much. I guess you could set up your pendulum scales and pendulum summon if you want. Crystal Keeper is good. Each turn, each time an ultimate crystal monster or Crystal Beast card you control would be destroyed by a card effect, it is not destroyed. Interesting, but usually you Crystal Beast, you want them destroyed, but I guess it just helps. And then if a Crystal Beast monster you control battles an opponent's monster During damage calculation, you contribute this card from your hand or face up in the field. Your battling monster's attack and defense become double its original attack and defense during that damage calculation, but is destroyed at the end of the damage step. So it's kind of like an honest sort of effect. You know, you pitch it from your hand to boost up on a monster. Could surprise your opponent. Dimension Shifter, it's okay. I guess they put them in here because a lot of your Crystal Beasts don't go to the graveyard. They go to the Spell and Trap Zone when they die. So if you have no cards in your graveyard, but I don't like these type of cards when you have to have no cards in your graveyard, because that's always, you know, a tough thing to do. Because you can always end up with a spell in there or something, you just can't get rid of it, and this card's kind of dead. Really, this is meant, I guess, for your opening hand, to really screw your opponent over. Because you send it to the graveyard, and then the end of the next turn, your opponent, any card sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead. So that could really mess up your opponent. Obviously, you open up with it, and then you pitch it to the grave. Thing is, once you pitch one to the grave, you can't pitch any more, because he's going to be sitting there. So unless you could banish him somehow. And there's the Hammond, Lord Strike and Thunder. So they knew that he works with this deck, which is what I figured, you know. Hammond's ability is to special summon him by sending 3 face-up continuous spells you control, and of course all the Crystal Beasts become spells, continuous spells in your Spell and Trap Zone. Plus there's a lot of great continuous spell cards like the Rainbow Bridge of Heart, so easy to get Hammond out on this in this deck. And it looks like they just threw in a bunch of other kind of hand trap cards. Contact C. When your opponent normal or special summons a monster, except during a damage step, you could special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's field in defense position. This card cannot fusion, synchro, Xyz, or link summon unless they use this card as material. I mean, link summoning, they could probably use that. But I can see this being a problem with all the other ones, so they're not probably going to have that level for Xyz summon, or even synchro or fusion. So I could see this really messing up everything. Probably link wouldn't be too bad, because usually links, they use monsters, and it doesn't matter what monsters, but... And of course, Ash Blossom. This is the first time I actually have this card now. I haven't had this card at all. So it's nice to actually get this in a structure deck without, you know, I was going to go and buy them a while ago, but then I thought, you know, eventually it's going to get released again. I know it was released in another structure deck a while ago, but I didn't get that one either. So, and the other hand trap, Ghost Bell of the Haunted Mansion. I think I have one of these ones. I didn't get a lot of good hand traps. I always ended up using effect failures and stuff. So then we got Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates. So again, this is part of that fusion strategy. So you have to reveal an ultimate crystal monster in your hand, which we have a few in this deck, and then activate one of these effects. If you control ultimate Crystal Beast monster, you can activate 1 or 2 of these effects in sequence instead. And you do not have to reveal a monster. So that's interesting. You could take 1 Rainbow Bridge card or 1 Rainbow Refraction from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. Or you can special summon a Crystal Beast monster card from your hand, deck, or graveyard, or Spell and Trap Zone. So really cool, you know, if you're going to go with that strategy. Crystal Aegeus, or however. Target 1 Crystal Beast monster you control. Destroy it, then special summon 1 Crystal Beast token with the destroyed monster's original type. So this is basically just to get the Crystal Beast into the Spell and Trap Zone. I'm not sure if I'm too crazy about this one. But it does have a secondary. If a Crystal Beast card is placed in your Spell and Trap Zone while this card is in your graveyard, even during a damage step, you can banish this card, special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster card from your Spell and Trap Zone. So that's kind of interesting. You'd obviously want to special summon your Ruby Carbuncle. So I can see that kind of being a combo there. And you're going to want to get that into the grave by using things like, I know they put it in here, Foolish Burial Goods, which send a Spell and Trap from your deck to your graveyard, so you know you can get that effect going. So that's kind of an interesting strategy. Okay, so we got the Rainbow Ruins. So this is from the OG Crystal Beasts, the original Crystal Beast strategy. This was always a great card to get out right away, and then you could pretty much, you know, win the duel. Add 1 crystal spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So this is a great card. You know, I wanted to get all these cards a while ago before this structure deck was even announced, but I thought it was going to cost so much money to buy all these cards, and then I thought, you know, just for Crystal Beast, but now that it's all in the structure deck, that's pretty cool. So these are all the old ones, the Beacon, the Blessing, I might be using these ones, the Blessings, because you can get them into the Spell and Trap zones to get out another Hammond. Crystal Abundance, that was always for your kill, you know, just to win. Crystal Promise, again for the Carbuncle or whatever. You can special summon the Pegasus. Crystal Tree, not too crazy about. Same with Crystal Release. Rare Value, maybe, just to get some draw power. Rainbow Refraction, if a monster you control whose original name is Rainbow Dragon or Rainbow Dark Dragon activated its effect this turn, special summon any number of Crystal Beast monsters with different names from your deck. So that's kind of interesting, again, based on the whole Rainbow Dragon strategy. Advanced Dark, you know, it's another field spell. I guess this one, because there's a lot of dragons in here, discard one card, add up to 2 dragon monsters with 3,000 or more attack, or 2,500 defense from your deck to your hand. So you get those big Rainbow Beast cards out. The Burial Goods, which we already talked about. Cosmic Cyclone, you know, just your spell and trap removal. Crystal Boon, special summon up to 2 Crystal Beast monster cards from your spell and trap zone, and if you do, gain life points equal to their combined original attack. So that's good again for your Carbuncle. If a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell and trap zone while this card's in your graveyard, even during the damage step, you can banish this card, activate the top card of your deck, and if it's a Crystal Beast monster, add it to your hand, or special summon it, otherwise send it to the graveyard. So, I mean, that's kind of a, you know, risk, but interesting. And then we have Crystal Miracle. This is a great card. This is your counter trap of the deck. I like when themes have their own special counter traps. That's pretty cool. When a spell or trap card or a monster effect is activated, destroy 1 Crystal Beast card you control. And if you do, and it's Crystal Beast cards, so I guess anything with Crystal Beast in the theme. And if you do, negate that activation, and if you do, destroy that card. If a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell and trap zone while this card is in your graveyard, even during the damage step, you can banish this card, place 1 Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. So what's cool is that not only is it going to negate an opponent's card, but it's going to also get you something into your spell and trap zone eventually. Then you got the Crystal Brilliance, and it's okay. Each Crystal Beast monster gains an attack equal to its original defense. It's really just an attack booster. And then you can send this card to the graveyard to special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from your hand or graveyard. Also, any damage you take this turn is halved, so that could be okay. Crystal Pair, when a Crystal Beast monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, place 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell, and if you do, you take no battle. So that's, I don't know if anybody really cared too much about that. Crystal Conclave, once per turn, if the face-up Crystal Beast monster you control is destroyed by battle and a card effect, you can special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck. So that's okay. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, target 1 Crystal Beast card you control, and 1 card on the field, return them to the hand. You know. So we got when Crystal Beast monster is destroyed by battle, you can send 7 Crystal Beast cards from different names from your hand, deck, or face up in the field in the graveyard to special summon 1 Ultimate Crystal Beast Fusion. So this is all part of that the fusion concept. Counter Gem. I don't know, send all cards in your spell and trap zone to the graveyard. Place as many Crystal Beast monsters as possible from your graveyard face up in your spell and trap zone as continuous spells. During the end phase, destroy all Crystal Beast. So that's kind of setting you up for that, you know, Ruby Carbuncle or whatever. Then they threw in this. I'm not sure why they threw that in there. Ferret Flames and Metaverse just to get your field spells. And then we got a Crystal Beast token, just a random token. And that's our Master Duel card. I tried playing Master Duel. I kind of got fed up with it. I don't know. People just build these really nutty decks. You can't even get very far. Anyways, yeah, that's just me checking out the Crystal Beast structure deck. I can't wait to start building some ideas out of these and building some new decks. Anyways, let me know what you think. Throw some comments down below. Hope you subscribe. Talk to you later.